I told them to use. I gave them.
Oh no, that's someone that
860.
Sorry, Sabina, just give me a couple of minutes.
Okay, sure.
Running behind. Looks like it's just you, Sabina.
Okay. It was last week too.
The dumbbells are rolling away.
Yeah, I can't do Thursday. I've got medical appointment on Thursday morning.
Oh, that's okay.
So I mentioned to
Ashley?
yeah, she did last Tuesday. Yep.
Yeah. Oh no, that's all good. Well, we'll just go through today and see how we go and see whatever time we pop out at. It's still in line with that fascia kind of thing. So there's not much kind of theory stuff to go through today. We're just going to, at the end, I don't know if you had a chance to look at, I don't know what Ashley went through, but on Thursday, Luke did a recording and started to talk about some trigger points and foam rolling.
Yep.
I'm not sure if Tuesday, whether Ashley covered any of that.
Yes.
She did?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Perfect. Well, today's just similar. We'll work through a bit of a strength program and then we'll have a bit of time at the end to focus on that release and stretching and go through a couple of different areas. So I don't know if you have a foam roller.
I have, but not in the room here with me.
That's okay. If I can always just go through it, but if you want to give it a go and a try, I'll let you go grab that and we can go through it at the end.
Yeah.
Another thing as well, do you own a trigger ball?
Yes, I do. Mine is the softer one.
Yep.
Yeah, which I've used on different parts of my back and things like that. Yep.
Perfect. Well, a couple of spots today are going to be like our back, 2 upper body ones and 1 lower body one, but we'll look through that at the end. And yeah, basically, that's it really. Nothing major to kind of go through. Only the 3 areas we're going to focus on is our rhomboids. So it's these 2 muscle groups that run between our shoulder blades and our spine. So if you imagine our shoulder blades on the outside of our back, spine's in the middle, they run kind of in towards the spine there, and they're probably main role is drawing those shoulder blades together and kind of opening up our chest. So we're going to look at triggering and stretching those. We're also going to trigger and stretch the, release the Serratus Interior. So that's one that kind of runs more underneath here. Helps with breathing. So if you find that you feel crampy through the lungs or get a stitch, or sometimes that can be linked to that Serratus Interior. And then the other one is our TFL. So it's a bit of fascia that runs down the side of our leg, down here, that connects to our glute muscle. And sometimes when our glute gets tight or that fascia gets tight, it can impact our walking and our legging and stuff like that. So, yeah, but we will jump straight into a warm up. We've got a few exercises that we're going to do a few strength rounds on, and then we'll spend a bit of time at the end doing our release. Perfect. So we'll get warmed up. So we're going to start with our breath in and reach and try and lengthen out our spine. So just finding a nice space as you breathe in. Really reach up towards the roof. Stretch your spine as far as you can. Expand your lungs and your diaphragm with that breath in, and then on the exhale, coming back. All right, I'm just going to time this. Perfect. Keep going for me. Good. Last one. Good. All right. Moving into our thoracic rotation. So I actually find it, rather than doing them across over your chest, I find it a little bit easier just creating a little bit of a right angle at the elbow. It helps keep the hips a little bit more still, and we can try and get that rotation in that upper body of our back, and just try and find a little bit of flow there. Good. Last few seconds. All right. I'm just going to move into some walking on the spot. So just getting our hips moving now. Did you have a good weekend, Sabina?
Yes, yeah, I did actually, yeah. So nothing exciting.
No,
We've been very busy of late putting my mother-in-law's house on the market, so it went online yesterday. She just moved into a nursing home last month, so we have to clean out and sell up. So that's been occupying a lot of pressure to get all that sorted. And,
we're just going to move into some heel taps. So just standing the leg out the front just to tap the heel. Yeah. Yeah, no, so I think a chill weekend would have been nice for you then.
Yes, yes.
Perfect. We'll just go another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And then our next one is going to be our step and squat. So just doing that step forward, squatting down, and then stepping back. Just 30 seconds. Good. and 10 seconds left in this one. Three, two, one. We're going to go into some butt kicks. So this time trying to lift your heel up close to your bottom. So just your heel comes up, not your knees. Good. All right, we're going to get our arms warmed up with some arm circles now. So just making sure you've got a little bit of space to stretch out your arms. We're just going to go for little circles. And then changing direction. Good, and relaxing there. Now just with our arms, just creating a little bit of a fist at our hand. And we're just going to start with some shadow boxing to warm up because I believe we've got it a little bit later as well. So just starting with those cross punches. Really trying to start to switch on the abdomen now. So drawing in the belly, using it to control that rotation through the trunk. And that bend up just floppy that we can create fast. Nice, powerful jabs. Underneath. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relaxing your arms down. Just a couple of little shoulder rolls there. Good. All right. Let's start now with a little bit of increasing the intensity. So high knee, leg out, back down. High knee, leg out, back down. So a little bit of faster pace here. Also challenging the balance. Have something nearby if you need to hold on. Good. Good, nice. Keep going, last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good. All right. Now we're just going to move into our last one, a little bit faster, being our fast feet. Do about 30 seconds, trying to push through until the end if you can. If you need to take a little rest, that's fine as well. So just starting on the spot in that little on the spot jog, including your arms. Good. Trying to control your breath into your nose, out to your mouth, drawing the tummy still, taking that lower back. Good, if you can go a little bit faster, that's great. Halfway. Four, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good, nice. If you need a little sip of water, feel free. Have a sip. All right, so we're going to move into some of our strength stuff first. So we will need our dumbbells pretty much most of the time through this workout. So we're going to start with our bent over row. So to set up in this position, I'm going to turn side on just so you can see what my hips and knees are doing. This is straight for me. So we want to go into that little 10-degree bend at the knees and then a little bit at the hips, and quite a lot at the hips actually. So our bent over row is, our chest is almost facing the ground. I'm drawing in my belly. As you can see, my back's nice and flat. It's nice and straight. And my arms are now going to hang out in front, so they're directly underneath my shoulders. And then what I'm going to do is row up towards my chest and then back to that. Remembering to try and squeeze those shoulder blades together at the top. Last one. Good, perfect, coming up. All right, we'll have a little breather, we'll have about 10 seconds rest, and then we will move into our next one. So we have about 4 exercises we're going to do 2 rounds on, and then we're going to spend a bit of time focusing on how to trigger, release, and stretch those 3 muscle groups I mentioned at the start. Good. All right, so our next one is a lunge with a thoracic rotation. So keeping the dumbbells in your hands if you can tolerate the extra weight. We're going to step forward and drop our back knee down into that lunge. And then the thoracic rotation is bringing our arms up and turning. So we try and turn our ribs, our chest to the same side as the leg that we've got at the front. Coming back and stepping together. So if the dumbbells are a little too much, feel free to pop them down, and you can do it with that just as easily. So dropping them down, arms up, twisting back, dropping the arms and stepping back together. Good. We keep going, we've got 12 in total, so 6 on each leg. Coming down the other side. Good, that's 2 on each side. Oh, wrong leg. There we go. Perfect. 3 on each side, halfway. Four on each side, dropping down for 5. Good. And one more. On each side, dropping down, arms up, turning. And last one on the other side. Good, and perfect. Little shake out of the legs if you're feeling them there. Our next one is our wall push-up. So we don't need any dumbbells for this one. You just need the wall to place your hands on. And then drawing in the tummy, trying to protect that back. Going in towards the wall, back out towards extended arms. For this one, we're really trying to focus on drawing those scapulars together, so your shoulder blades. As you come back, really trying to squeeze in the middle there. And keeping your shoulders down and relaxed. Just going for 12. Two more. You're just stopping once you've hit your 12. Okay, and then our last one, once we've had about a 10-second breather, will be with our dumbbells, bringing them up into our boxing arms, and we're going to have a nice soft bend in our knees. Ensure you're nice and planted, weight in your heels, and then spreading it out towards your toes. And we're going to do fast rotational jabs. So we're going to really try and punch across our body, back, and then across. So for this one, we need to up the intensity just a little bit and try and make them a bit faster. So you're going for 24 in total, so it's 12 each side. Really trying to make it a clear punch before you take that next one. Thirteen, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Last 4, 21, 22, 23, 24. Good. Woo, nice work. Grabbing a little bit of a drink if you need. We'll just take a moment here before we go into our second round of those exercises. Then we'll go through our fascial release. All right, so we will be starting back at the start with our dumbbell bent over row. So grabbing dumbbells, we're going to set up in that bent over position. So soft knee, quite a bit of flexion at the hips so that our dumbbells hang down in front of our thighs, but in line with our shoulders, and then going up. Going for 12. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and last one, 12. Good. Perfect. Holding on to the dumbbells if you wanted to keep them again for your lunges. Otherwise, feel free just to pop them down, up to you. We're going for that forward lunge with our rotational twist. So stepping forward, bending that back knee, arms up, twist, back together, and coming back. Good. Other side, down, up, twisting towards that front leg. Back. Perfect, that's one. Good, that's 2. Other side. That's 3. Halfway. One side. Really try and hold it, squeeze your bum. 4, Fine. Right, we've got one more on each leg. Stepping forward, bending that back knee, up, twist, down, together, and last one. Good, and together. Excellent. All right, dropping the dumbbells if you're still using them. We're going into our wall push-up. So setting ourselves up against the wall again. Really trying to keep those scapulars coming together, but also down. So we don't want to let our shoulders elevate up towards our ears. We want to try and keep them relaxed. So going for 12 push-ups in your own time. And that's 2 more. And last one. Oh, if you have more to do, just finish up your 12. Awesome. Little breather. Let our arms rest just a little bit, and then we're going to finish with our boxing punches with our dumbbells. Good, just going dumbbells. So back to our fast cross our body punches, so our jabs. Really, really, really focusing on keeping them sharp. So trying not to let arms kind of wobble as we go and take that punch. So really try and hold them still. Use your tummy, your abdomen to hold your body up nice and straight and make them fast punches. 24 in total. Last 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. All right, nice work. That is our strength part done for today. Hope you're a little hot and sweaty. So we're going to focus on our release stuff now. So for our rhomboids, that muscle that's in between our shoulder blades that I was describing earlier, we're going to use a trigger ball. Oh, Sabina, do you want a second to just go get?
I'll just go and get it. Yeah, sure.
Awesome. So trigger ball, perfect. This one is a little bit tricky to do, especially if you don't have great shoulder range of motion. But the ball you want to try and get in between your shoulder blade and your spine. So right in the middle there, and it should feel a little bit cushy when you put the ball there. If it's quite sharp or you feel an instant kind of pain, it's probably likely on a bone. And that's not quite the spot we want it on. You want to find that the belly of the muscle, so that meaty part of the muscle. And then ideally you want to have it against a wall. So yeah, so just trying to, as best as you can like do it from up here and kind of drop the ball down a little bit and catch it with your back, or just kind of wriggle it like that. And then just trying to find that meaty spot in between your shoulder blade and the spine. And if it's particularly tight or sore, you might feel that instant kind of pressure there. And it might be the spot that you need to just push in and hold it for. Otherwise, you might need to kind of like move it around a little bit until you find that spot that's really quite right for you. I'll let you have a go at that. And then I know I can't quite see you, but I'm sure you can hear me.
Yep.
To get it a little bit more, once you've got the ball in the spot, you can kind of grab your elbow and pull it across your body a little bit, and that will really open up the rhomboid muscle. So for those who will watch the recording, once you've got the ball there, just pulling the arm across your body, really open up that rhomboid. Just try and move it around. So the longer that you can hold or tolerate, the better. Usually with stretching and triggering or any fascial release. To get the most benefits, you need to hold it for about a minute, if not longer. But also I understand sometimes it can be quite a bit of pressure or a new feeling to get used to, and it might take some time to kind of build up towards that. Cool. If you haven't tried the other side, it might feel tighter, it might feel looser. You won't know unless you try. Moving it to the other side now. And just doing the same thing, bringing that opposite arm across your body. Trying to find that spot where you can really feel it needs the most release. But that's about 30 seconds now for that opposite side. Try to go a little bit longer. And go another 20 seconds. Good, all right. I think we'll let that rest there. That's a minute on that other side as well. I will show you the stretch though for that one. So very similar to our across the body stretch. We have done that one in previous classes. You might have even done it with other practitioners. But another way that you can do it is if you have an edge or a wall to kind of hold onto, and then you would kind of do the same thing. You'd let your arm come across your body. So I'm holding onto the wall here. I'm letting this arm come across my body, and you can kind of use it to pull open that one side that little bit more. And then same for the other arm. You would hook it on a ledge or a pole or something that you can hold onto and pull this way and really try and open up this side that you're pulling against.
Let's go to the door frame is easy to put that on. Yeah.
Yeah.
That now.
If you want to give it a go, and if you're not quite feeling it and you have a couple of questions, feel free to ask. Perfect. How do you feel with that one?
Yeah, that's good.
Usually, if you're quite tight, this one might feel like enough.
Yeah.
But if you feel like you need that little bit more one day, or you're just walking past the edge of a door and you feel like doing a quick stretch, you can just kind of grab onto it and do that pull across. All right, so our next one is that Serratus Interior that I was kind of mentioning is more kind of a little bit under your arm / kind of near your ribs. So for this one, you will need the foam roller. So I'm not sure, did you grab that before, Sabina?
We haven't used it. We just spoke about
spoke about.
Doing it on like legs and thighs. That was
Have you
last
got
Tuesday.
it handy if you want to give something a try, or is it not quite? Not
I
handy?
think it is in the bedroom in the wardrobe, but I'll just have a look. I'm not sure.
Have a
where-
quick peek, but if not, that's fine. I'll talk you through it otherwise. Perfect, cool. So I'll first talk you through the stretch and then we can jump on the foam roller after. So the stretch is very similar to that side stretch that I have done with you guys before. Only instead of having one arm down and one arm over, we're actually going to go for kind of like two C shapes and kind of connect them in the middle there. And then once you're there, making sure you've got a nice base of support so your legs are that hip width apart. We're going to tip to the side, trying to keep that C shape. So rather than getting the stretch down low, we should probably feel it a little bit more up here. So that's where that difference is. So that's our serratus there. We go to the other side. And then to get a bit of a deeper stretch, you can try and take a few deep breaths and try and expand your rib cage. When doing this one as well, trying to remember to lean directly over your side and not forward if you can help it. Might only be a little movement, that's fine. And try one more to the other side. Again, if you're not really tight in those muscles and you don't feel too much there, that's not a problem either. We don't try and go looking for problems. No problem is good. It's fine. Perfect.
I do feel it there. So
in there. So that feeling where you felt that stretch is where we're going to try and get the foam roller. So there's two ways you can do this. The, I suppose, more challenging one is lying down on the ground. You would lie on your side, on your hip, you would stretch out your arm and you would lie on this. That would be quite an intense release because you have your whole body weight, or not your whole body weight, but most of your body weight over the top of you, pushing you down on the foam roller. The kind of intermediate level would be to do it against a wall. So you would you would position yourself next to the wall as if you were laying on the ground. But this time we can control how much pressure we're putting on that muscle. So we can kind of push in with our other side, depending on how much pressure you think that you need. So when you raise your arm, you're trying to put it just underneath your just a bit underneath your armpits there, near the back of your rib cage, because that's where that muscle group is running primarily. You can rest your arm on the ball and then just find that spot. Again, just like the trigger ball, you might have to roll it around a few times. Just to get that spot. Good. We'll go for another 30 seconds on this side. All right, relaxing there, and then just giving the other side a go. Have you already done the other side?
I did.
No worries. And then just doing the same thing on the other side. So that's perfect. Cool. All right. So our last one is our TFL. So this one is a little bit harder to do standing, but you can definitely try depending on how tight you are. So in that basically the same position, you're trying to position the foam roller kind of just below the hip in towards that glute muscle. So rather than being directly side on, you're going to be back a little bit, trying to get that glute muscle and even a little bit lower. But because the fascia is so tight or tense, like it's really hard to release, you might have to go for that harder option where you're lying down. Not lying down, side lying with the foam roller just underneath your leg. So I can show you that in a moment. And then the other option is actually with a trigger ball. So you can do it seated on the trigger ball, seated, and then place the trigger ball kind of in that fascia on the side, and you can roll it down if that's enough of a release there for you. But I will show you the laying version of doing the TFL, and I'll also show you a laying down stretch. Let's move this chair. So once you're on the ground, you want to set yourself up on the side and have this arm supporting you, and then you lift your hips a little bit. So you can stretch this leg out long and then pop this leg up on top, so it helps kind of either take a bit of weight. You can push through this top leg to lift up and release some of the pressure that your body weight's applying onto that foam, or just using it to help keep you stable. But basically, you're just going to use it as also to kind of push yourself along and back. So if you have nice long legs like me, you have to kind of crawl along a little bit further to get further down the leg. But if you have a little bit of a shorter leg, that roll movement might be just enough for you just to get all the spots you need. So that's releasing the TFL on the side. Like I said before, just trying to do it for about 1.5 minutes, if not longer, to actually get the full benefits of foam rolling. And also the lying down stretch you can do in a bed or on the edge of a couch if there's enough space. But you lay down, you bring one leg over the top of your knee like so, and then you're looking to be able to bring this leg up. You can interlock your fingers behind that leg, lay down, and then you're trying to pull it in towards your chest. So if I just show you with my other leg there, going up, creating that figure 4 kind of movement, lifting up, interlocking between the legs, and then pulling in towards your chest. So this side for me is a lot tighter. You might also have a side that's tighter for you, or you might not. Everyone's different. So yeah, there are a couple of really good stretches, particularly for the hips and helping release any tension through the outside of your hips, if that's something that you get. And just in general, taking any pressure or tightness off the joints, especially knees or ankles, so everything kind of links together. You might have pain at your hip, but it might be caused because of something else in your shoulder or your ankle or your knee or anything. It's really hard to kind of know without a little bit of an assessment. Yeah, I hope that's helpful.
Yes, yeah, excellent.
Do you have any questions?
No. Before I get out of bed every morning, for the last maybe 2 months or so, I have been doing just leg raises because my legs are just tight behind the back of my my legs. Yes. And I do a similar one. I just draw each knee up and I just pull it towards my chest, and I find that's releasing at the back here. Lower back.
Yes,
so I do those. So
yes,
I
and that's
about
really
30 seconds each time.
Yeah, pulling both knees into the chest, or even just one knee to the chest, it's quite good for that lower back, especially across just above that kind of butt line. but do definitely try that figure
That's the figure 4, yes, yeah. I was,
position, because it creates a little bit of like external rotation at the hip and get some of those deep internal hip muscles. So we have about 6 or 7 really internal muscles. There's a group of them that's quite close to the socket that you can't typically get with a trigger ball or a foam roll or anything, and they really rely on that kind of stretching in those a little bit internal external rotated positions. And they can take a lot of pressure off that lower back as well when they're a bit looser.
okay.
So definitely give them a go.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, it might be a bit hard at first, especially if you are already stiff in the hip region. But over time and a bit of consistency, it'll loosen up and it'll get easier. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, thank
Well, not a problem. That's us all done.
Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Yeah.
All right. I'll pass on to, I think it's Luke who takes Thursdays, but whoever is on, I'll let them know you won't be there. So.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, thanks very much.
See you later. Have a good weekend.
Thank you. Bye.